G'day and welcome back to the channel, and I'm here to talk about the Death Korps of Krieg, particularly the army set box, because guess what just came in the mail today, ladies and gentlemen and everyone? Ta-da! It has finally arrived, my Death Korps of Krieg Astra Militarum army set. Now, it was a bit delayed on my end here in Australia because Games Workshop is relocating their warehouse, so all of the new releases and any attempts to restock existing stock had all been delayed while they've been relocating their warehouses. So took a while for this to arrive, but I finally got it. Coincidentally, a couple of days before every single one of these, like everything in this box is available for release, like individually. So, you know, what a coincidence. But I finally got it. I want to talk about it because this is my second army set that I have. I have some thoughts on it. The first one that I got was the Blood Angels army set, the Death Company themed one, which I'll make a lot of references to as like a comparison between like my first army set that I got and like this one here, the Death Korps of Krieg. So starting off with what is in this box, you get the everything in here I believe is new or updated. I think the Death Riders were an update. I think the original ones were Forge World, if I'm correct. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But you get the Lord Marshal Dreer, you get 10 Death Riders, you get the 5 combat engineers with the cutest little remote mine. Oh, look at how adorable it is. It's gonna commit so many war crimes. And then a artillery team, which comes up to about 18 miniatures in total. And then it also comes with the Codex, a limited edition cover Codex exclusive to the army set box. And what a cover. I you know, apologies for my French, fucking love this cover. It looks so awesome. But I think I like the Blood Angels supplement was a bit better. Maybe just because I'm a Blood Angels fan. But this art piece here, like front and back, looks absolutely amazing. So I got that. Also got the data cards in sheets, and then there's also the transfer sheets to apply decals and all that. So yeah, that's everything in the box. My thoughts on the box. So pricing wise, for those who don't know, in Australia it's fucking expensive for like just Games Workshop in general. So on the Warhammer site, this was selling at retail price of $390. So that is almost double. That's almost the price of 2 combat patrols. Almost. I think it, depending on which combat patrol you get. But yeah, pretty pricey. But I'm going to hazard a guess that, you know, obviously for these army sets, there are various incentives. One of them being the discount. Like, is this a discount if you buy this? And I'm going to assume it probably is. Like, guesstimating, like, the death for us, I'm going by, like, guesstimating with Australian prices. Like, the Death Riders, there's 2 lots of them, so 5 each, 10 in total. They're probably going to be about 100 each. I think the Lord Marshal maximum could be 100 because it's a named character. But could be minimum 80. The combat engineers with the mine could be like that same price range, could be like 80 to 100, could possibly see it as 70. And then the artillery, I'd probably assume, because it's a biggish model, I'd say that's also maybe around like about 90 to 100. And given that codexes here are super expensive, like they're almost $100, and then the data cards, data sheets, that could be anywhere between I think like 50 to 60. I think, yeah, about 50 or 60. Yeah, I'm going to assume anyway, like bargain. Like the army set, definitely a discount. In a couple of days, like I said, they are going to be released individually, so I'll add something here to see like how much, like getting their actual prices and see how much it's discounted by, you know, if I, you know, buying the army set compared to buying them individually. But I'm going to I think it's a safe guess to say that this was a discount. Like, this whole box was a discount. So, hey everyone, Future Chris here. So the pre-order listings for the Krieg stuff individually have come out. So I've jotted all the prices down, and I've split them into two. There's retail price and the Gap Games price, considering I got the army set from Gap Games, but I wanted to do a comparison if I just got everything from Warhammer's side, buy it just from them. So, and also, I'm counting the Codex as the equivalent of the collector's edition one that they're releasing, which is about like $180, which I feel like that's a bit too much, almost double the price of a standard Codex. It's just for like a different looking cover. It's but anyway, regardless of that. So, but also, because can't get the collector's edition from Gap Games, it's an online only item. I'm including like retail price for the collector's edition Codex with the Gap Games stuff as well, because, you know, obviously I can't do a comparison with just the standard Codex because it's not really the standard Codex. So anyway, all of that done. So retail price, if I bought everything individually from Warhammer, it would have cost me $727.50. So I saved about $337.50 if I bought the army set for $390 off Warhammer's site. Gap Games, all in all, it would have cost $612.53. So that's everything plus having to get the Codex online for the equivalent of the collector's edition. And I got the army set for about $308.10. So all in all, I saved about $304.43 from Gap Games. So yeah, obviously, without a doubt, it was going to be pretty much a really good discount, a really good bundle bargain. So yeah, there we go. Back to the video. That's one of the incentives, the discount. The other being you get these early. Although it seemed like even if I didn't get it, I could have just waited to get these individually. But the incentive is usually you get all these early before they're released individually later in the future. And then there's the added incentive of the Codex having a limited special edition cover compared to the standard cover, and then the a different limited edition cover that gets released online only. So, there's the various incentives. I know a big point of contention was the points value for these minis, because a lot of people weren't happy that it was quite low. It came up to around, I think, 310 points, which was kind of shockingly low. I think the one thing that beats it out point-wise is probably the upcoming Combat Patrol, because that is about, I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 15 points less, so about like 295 for a Combat Patrol, and it's like, damn, like, ugh. Like, I know it's one of the big factors is what can we fit in the box. Weight has to be an obvious factor when transporting these items. So, how much can we put in this box? How many of the sprues can we put with all the additional stuff like the Codex, the data sheets, and all that? But yeah, like point value, it's quite low, and it's so if you wanted to start this as an army, because on the actual page they said like this is a great like to start a new army or expand your existing one. I feel like this is mainly a expand your existing one. I wouldn't say like if you want to start Warhammer with that low of a point cost, it's like you're still gonna have to buy a few more if you want to get to at least like a Combat Patrol size of like, what was it, 500? Because on the Warhammer app the minimum is 1,000 to build an army. So you would have had to buy, to get like, for a starter, and you wanted to get to about 1,000, you would have had to get 3 of these, and that still would be under 1,000. You know, compared to the Blood Angels one, which was, like, I have it written down here, all the points of everything there came up to about under 800. That could be, that's going off, like, current points now. I'm going to assume the points probably were slightly changed between releases. So currently now it's about 765 for the contents of the Blood Angels army set. Astarath, Lamartes, the 10 intercessors, the 10 jump pack intercessors, and the Brutalis Dreadnought. So yeah, this being only about a little over 300 is a bit low, but then yeah, its combat patrol seems to be worse. And again, comparing with the Blood Angels combat patrol, which was about 500, I think, in points values. So it's this weird thing where it's like, that's the real kind of negative I would give this, is if the points is the main thing you're looking for in, like, determining, like, is this worth buying at the time, you might think, no, not really, unless you wanted to expand your army. If you wanted to start a guard army, this one maybe not, but even then, like I said, the combat patrol doesn't look any better either. And if you want it to get to at least on the app at the minimum of 1,000 with the combat patrol, you're probably going to have to buy 3 of them and then get an extra, like, mini or so on the side to get up to that 1,000 point mark. So yeah, it's weird, but there are more positives when it comes to the incentives to the main negative, which is, yeah, the points. But hey, this army set could be worse. It could be the Gloomspite one, which is what, 9 minis, a battle tome, and the data scrolls, and it's the same price. Same retail price at $390. This is 18 minis. 18 minis with a full codex and the data sheets. Like, half of the mini count. That's 9 minis less, and Games Workshop wants you to get the Gloomspite one for the exact same price as this, and then the Blood Angels one. At least with the Blood Angels one, it's like, you could say, okay, it's only a supplement, so that's slightly cheaper than a full codex. But the Blood Angels one had so much in that army set. It had, what, 10, 20, it had 23 minis. Granted, only 2 of them were new. But it also had the supplement, it had the data sheets, and it had 4 separate of the new Blood Angels upgrade sprues. So quite a lot in that box. I think put it at, like, I even did the math of, like, if I bought these individually, like for the Blood Angels army set, if I bought every one of those things individually, it would have rung me up $861. So that more than double of an army set. So for the Blood Angels one, oh, absolutely, I absolutely saved like a fuck ton of money getting that army set. And yeah, I got a cool Brutalis Dreadnought, which I've added, like, dead Tyranids to its base because revenge for Baal. But now the Krieg stuff, I mainly got it because it looks cool. The Krieg stuff, like, undoubtedly looks cool. They're the part of the Astra Militarum that I, like, fuck with. Like, I like the vibe. I like the whole gas mask trench coat aesthetic. It looks awesome. And, like, the future Krieg stuff that's coming out, there's the command squad, there's the heavy weapons squad. I think they're just the main 2 because everything else is just the stuff released individually. Oh, and the Korps Of Krieg as well, just like 10 minis, a box of 10 minis I think it was. But yeah, I'm mostly getting those because with the command squad, the Krieg Commissar looks amazing. I like all those minis in there. The heavy weapon squad looks cool, and of course, Korps Of Krieg, just the standard Kriegsmen, they look cool. So for me, it's just like, I wanted to get these because 1, impatient, 2, they look cool, and I know I'm absolutely gonna have so much fun painting these. Like, I've already, like, like, before I made the video, I've already assembled the Lord Marshal, like, to paint, you know. So I'm gonna, so yeah, in order of what I'm gonna paint it as, you know, Lord Marshal I'm painting first, probably the artillery next, then the combat engineers with the remote mine, and then mainly because there's the most there, I'll leave the Death Riders for last. But again, I still have, you know, there's the other Krieg stuff that's coming out in the future, there's the Eldari stuff that's coming out, there's my existing pile of shame. I am Games Workshop's best customer and my bank account's worst. The worst user. But no, I just wanted to give my thoughts on this army set since I've got it. So yeah, that's it really. Thank you all for watching, I guess. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and to check out any of my previous videos, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. What are your thoughts on the Death Korps of Krieg army set, or just the Death Korps of Krieg, like all these releases so far? I think they've all been pretty cool and stellar. Maybe, just maybe, you know, there's the whole, like, all the best sculptors, all the best creators have gone to AOS to make their minis. It's like, I don't know, maybe, you know, yeah, 40k still has, it's still there, but, you know, it's getting there, especially, you know, with this Krieg stuff, with this Eldari stuff. They haven't missed so far. And the Emperor's Children stuff coming out in the future, which I'll absolutely will be getting, that looks good as well. That looks pretty good as well. So, yep, that's all for this video. I hope to see you all in the next one. Catch ya.